Hello everybody, it is Mr. Sudoku, and today we're gonna do a commentary on a 24 SGB. In this one we are playing our Prot Paladin, and the week is, other than Tyrannical, Sanguine and Explosive. So yeah, this was last week. It's a pretty okay week. It's a little messy with explosive, but if you have a healer that's decent to take them, as we had in this one, it's alright. In the beginning here we go to left, and I think we just go insta, yeah. And do the void with this pull, and afterwards we'll just, yeah, go slowly to the boss and bloodlust the boss, and if we survive the boss, usually in SGB, you should be chilling. Because the boss hits, it hits quite hard on you as a tank, like the blades, shadow blades or whatever they're called, like the 3 stacks it gets. It's a lot of damage on the tank, and if you don't have a defensive for it, you're almost certainly to get one shot, or at least lose like 90% of your HP, so it's a bit dangerous. Yeah. Handle the first pack without any deaths, and now we're just gonna get the skills. Ideally we just want to get aggro on them, jump down and get aggro on the next pack, and then chain it into the pack with 1 caster and 3 of the bone things, but we're doing it a bit slow here instead. It's all white though. You have so good time in SGB, so you have the what do you call it? You have the possibility to take it a bit slow, and I think I did it in this one because of the explosive. You saw when you jump down, like 4 spawned instantly, so not overwhelm the healer. But yeah, we are tanking the pull here a bit, but not for long, I think, because these bone guys, they do hurt quite a bit on you. We are in Guardian now, and when Guardian ends, you should probably see me start kiting as I do here. Yeah. And we're just gonna kite this all the way to the boss. I can talk quickly about our comp. We have a Resto Druid. This was before the Resto Druid nerf, so if you ask me, it was definitely the best healer. Now it's a bit more balanced. They buffed Shaman and this Disc Priest and some other healers, so the healer meta has changed a bit after this video. But yeah. Other than that, we have a warrior and a DH and enhancement shaman. Not the best classes on Tyrannical weeks. The enhancement can do some really big single target. DH is fine, but the problem is when we reach the third boss, the Bone Maw, he cannot really fell wash. I might show it after the key, but his damage is insanely low on that boss, which of course is a problem on Tyrannical. Yeah, and then we have the warrior, and warrior is known not to they're known to not do the best single target damage, and yeah, so not the best comp, but they do it kind of works out, because Wind Fury from the shaman helps the warrior, and it also gives damage to the DH. Doesn't give much to me as a paladin, but overall they buff each other a bit. But you can see I'm struggling a bit here, almost dying, but we're good now. We're gonna go to the spirit. I'm running turn evil, which you can see I'm executing that here. When it reaches 30%, you can execute it, because it's known as a lesser demon, so it's a little trick. Can be really powerful on Tyrannical weeks. Then people can funnel more damage into the boss. Definitely on when you reach this key level or higher, I would highly recommend a Paladin on Tyrannical weeks. It always makes certain that you can do this boss if the tank can survive. See me struggling a bit here again, getting iron barked. I'm out of consecration though, but we get the AoE, so we're chilling. Oh, I did bubble it, yeah. Let's see, now we execute in a second here. Bam. halfway through, this is gonna be probably, we're gonna go Guardian. No, we're not gonna go Guardian here. We're gonna go Sentinel because it's coming up after the jump here. Should jump any minute. There we go. I just pop Sentinel to do damage, but if you want to be safe, you should definitely hold it after the blast here, or right before the blast, so you reduce the blast and then you're ready to take these daggers on. A little tip would be with the falling daggers from the sky. Try to put your consecration in a position where you can move out of the daggers and still stay in a consecrate, so you don't have to use a global while you're running away to reapply consecration and be out of consecration, because it's like, can remember the exact number right now, but with my mastery at this point it's probably 16 to 17% damage reduction. So it's a lot you're missing, and if you're getting Blade Furies in your back, you're gonna struggle a bit. And then here we're in Guardian, we're chilling. Boss almost dead, gonna pop Sentinel here definitely. And now we're just gonna go send that home. You see on the damage meter, the as predicted. You see these can be a little messy, but enhancement is the one popping off. DH is doing decent and the warrior is beneath. And now we should be able to finish off the boss. I'm gonna cheer here properly. Should cheer now. Yeah, okay. Sometimes you can get a kind of a weird overlap where you use a defensive and then it just jumps away. Here we are really in a pinch. We're gonna use a potion. Or we're gonna prop Guardian, potion. That in the end that was really tight. We could have died there, but that was a tight. Yeah, that was fucking tight. Here you usually just wanna have somebody kick the star, as you can see on the far top of the screen. So you don't have to use your shield on it, because you don't really want to break and pull. Because you want the dominators to keep casting, so they don't do anything. See the healer just got wrecked there. He wasn't ready for the break. I think he got double target actually. Finishing this off. These ones, both the dominators and the small souls, you can actually execute with the Tyrannical. I might do it here. No, I don't. Finish this off, rest the healer, and then we go on. But yeah, if you have somebody who can kick the back mob here, it helps you a lot, so you can keep aggro with your shield and stuff like that. And here we're gonna wait for the patrol to go a bit further, so we don't get 2 extra souls. And we go here, that's perfect. So we do the 2 exhumers and 2 souls here. It's a little cheat when you do it in this position, it doesn't spawn the spirits above you. And we're gonna kite these to the boss. Die a bit quickly, but just to waste less time on movement. It could be a good idea to do what I'm doing now and just move forward the next pack or the next boss in this scenario. So now we're gonna finish this off. We don't have Lust yet. On this, Lust should probably be, it's probably gonna be the, because it's 2, we might change it up actually. I can't remember exactly, but usually you wanna Lust the 4 bats and the big worm on the bridge before Fed boss. But since it's Tyrannical, we might do a pull before that. But 2 more Lust should be in-house. Here, what you could have, well, we didn't really do it, but what you should actually do is go get spirits. Like you have all the graves around the room here, and use them with the shaman, because he can like funnel and do some extra damage on the boss. So you don't kill the spirit you awake. You just let the shaman funnel off it and make sure to kick it or stun it or whatever. And here we have our 40% buff, as you can see. Gonna blast the boss a bit. The AFK boss, as we could call him. He doesn't do much. And the stuff he does doesn't really hurt. Like, only like the realm you go into if you don't have some offensive ready as a DPS. Or maybe in defensives you probably struggle a little bit, but it's quite a chill boss. Even the frontal only need one defensive and a high key. For safety here I also overlap the bark with the cheer, but you can see I'm taking like negative damage almost. Oh, I did pop sentinel then, but yeah, doesn't do anything almost. Here we're gonna keep our affix for as long as possible. Ideally, always be ready to clear, but around 5 seconds you can starting to clear, and otherwise just keep it for the last moment to maximize damage. That really helps when you get to a certain key level, because it is so much damage and healing you get out of it. Helps you a lot. Get the buff here again, keep sending it. Still have the same aura, shaman blasting and then DH. Surprisingly, the warrior is actually taking an overall the DH right now. After this fight it will change though. We did have one death, yeah, that was the druid right before, but that didn't matter really. Pack was almost dead. That's like the general idea of this week. If you don't die on bosses, you're chilling, and if there's a chance you die on bosses, always have a battle res as a backup, because if you have a DPS die on a boss at like 80% HP and you don't have a battle res, it's close to just being GG. At least it's gonna be really tight, and yeah, it's a bit doomed. Can of course always finish, which is a good idea. Always chance for loot with third stat, like leads and avoidance and stuff like that. Here we're just gonna do this pack, and we're gonna do the patrol also. That'll be here in a second. On this one I'm just gonna break directly, because I know I can control at least one and help with the other one. So yeah, I'm not scared of anybody dying here. We might pull the pack to the right also here. Oh, they actually lost here, yeah. That, not sure if the loss just came up, but I think he wanted to try to get a third lost if the key was really tight. You could argue for doing it, because you can see we would get one at 12:30. No, like at 22 minutes and 30 seconds. So, like the last 30 seconds of the key, we would be able to get a fourth lost technically, but the chance of the key running that late is, and we're getting value of it, is quite low, because if you don't do the CDs and stuff, it's not that valuable. So a bit of a greedy lost, but it's all good. This, you probably see the shaman die here, as far as I remember, or the warrior. Yeah, the warrior die, and he will die again, probably here. Let's see. You see him going in now, I'm here, and he's gonna get slapped. Interesting thing I learned the souls here. If you're not standing, I'm confused here and looking at the deathlock. If you not stand right on top of the souls, like you have to be so close, it's crazy. They slap somebody else for some reason sometimes, and they just get insta-clapped. It's a bit dumb. I'm not sure what you would call that mechanic. Usually it's known as a counterfeit mechanic, but this is worse than a counterfeit mechanic. Since it's auto attacks, and that's I've never seen that or heard about that before, so that's a bit scary. Yeah, we do the next pull here. People just asked in the group what we're skipping. And the reason we did the pack on the right after the second boss was the fact that we skip all the 4 big spiders in the room downstairs here. Either you usually wanna do all 4 spiders. Ideally, you kind of need comms. In our group we could do it because it's just 1 medium kick on each of the big spiders. But since we're not on comms in this group, this was a puck one. I decided that we're just gonna skip them and do the white pack after the second boss instead, because you don't really need comms for that, and we save more time by doing this. So here, if you didn't know, you don't need invis pot. You can do it for safety, but if you jump over the skeleton and one white through, you don't get any of the what do you call it? Any of the big spiders. So we're chilling here. This is usually the pull you with Bloodlust, especially on a fortified week. Here I'm gonna pull all the small bats, but I'm gonna wait until I have Bell when I do it. So if I didn't have Bell at the start of this pull, I would definitely wait or do the bats with the second worm, because it's like you are sure you have aggro on them, so you don't have to think about aggro. And at the same time, you're sure that they will get close, so other people can help CC them or kick them and don't have to run out and lose damage by doing that. But again here we're finishing off the pull, using some stops. Probably greeting a bit here. I should just use Guardian here, but I do get a back. So we're chilling, cutting the bats around. Sanguine is fine, and then we're gonna finish this worm. I think most routes, you probably also do it yourself, still kills the worms, but you can skip the worms and the bats by, or you used to be able to do it. I'm not sure if you still can do it. You can like swim all the way around. So if you have some like a Death Knight or some class that can freeze the water for you, you could run around and do some other trash. Don't quote me on that because it might be fixed. I don't think it is, but yeah, that's on fortified weeks there might be something that's more efficient. But as you can see on my counter with percent, like this worm gives 5%, and we're on Tyrannical week, so everybody should at least be spec'd into pure ST anyway, so 5% for a pure ST mob is okay. Now we're gonna go to the boss. Again, this is probably the boss that takes the most time in the whole dungeon, and probably the whole expansion. It's crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna blast him a bit here. Maybe you saw it before, but my consecration on my bar went completely red. Oh, just lost a healer there. And that will happen sometimes. It's a bug there is with Paladin, which they haven't fixed yet, that your consecration falls through the floor. Technically it doesn't fall through the floor, it is still there, but it doesn't give you any damage reduction. You see the red icon there, it's because I went out of it, but sometimes it gets instantly wet when you drop it, and that's just because it's gone. It's a bit interesting. Here, this part hurts you a lot as a tank, and also DPS, but I'm popping Guardian as you can see here, because you're just getting spitted on by the small worms and the big worm permanently. So it's a hard part of the fight. It's surprisingly, it's not something you probably would feel too much in lower keys, but when you get to this keys level, it really does hurt. Sometimes I even have to bubble it because there's so much damage going on. But yeah, we over that. Rest of the fight is just don't get sucked off and lose damage. Just try to stay on the boss and do as much damage as possible, and look for dots when he jumps. Like after this, the inhale here, he will of course jump, and if you have dots on him as a shaman, you can have flame shock and stuff like that. You can see where he will appear next. Sometimes I can also do that as a paladin if I have like my frostfire build or some other dot on him. That also saves a bit of time. So everything you can do to save time on bosses on Tyrannical week is ideal. Here we're gonna get thundered. Holding my sentinel here because as I talked about, I'm a little scared about the damage, and there's no reason not to. Here I'm looking for it. I can't see it. Usually, if you have a dot on it and you cannot see it when you walk from like that, it's usually hiding in a corner like this where you cannot see the dots. And we're just gonna continue this really interesting boss fight. There's not much to say about it, but yeah, it is what it is. And surprisingly, actually the Demon Hunter is actually doing some pretty decent damage compared to this is his worst boss. Yeah, he can fight. The death count is pretty okay also. We had the warrior die 2 times after on the pack with the souls. That also attacks him. And like that it's a pack and he respawns right next to, so not really a time loss. If he's in CDs, it's a bit more of a time loss, but it's not too bad. And the healer died on the beginning on the boss here, and then he died on a pack at the beginning. So again, it's not bad. It's fine. We still have 2 reses. We might even get another res. Yeah, we will get another res in like probably. Oh, we have a counter for it actually. Yeah, 8 minutes and 30 seconds. So if we don't die, we will have on the last boss. We'll probably be done in like 8 minutes actually. So we're gonna kill off the boss now, and then we're gonna do the 2 last packs. And then we're gonna get to another boss fight, which is a really long boss fight, and you need some good damage to get through the bone guys. Yeah, I'm just gonna collect the Fargers, send the bell, and make sure we kick the toxic spiders, and we're chilling. Usually what I do here is I always take a spider as a tank, and then I assign 1 DPS to one of the other spiders, and then the bats is just FFA, since they cast so much, and you can use hard CC on them also. If the bats do hit you, or hit multiple guys, you can just free them, your soul for them, it removes it. It's kinda nice. Again, to save time and to not get them healed by Sanguine, we are kiting up to the next 2 mobs. These mobs, you can Bloodlust on Fortified, but since we're not on Fortified, we should be okay. Just gonna pump one of the guys and make sure they are like a little bit apart before they die, so we don't like heal the one up completely with Sanguine. That would be pretty bad. A way you can do it if you want to be safe is to like go in between them right as you pull them. So yeah, you're kind of in the middle of them and they are on each of your sides, but make sure they are a bit close so people can like can cleave off the edge. Otherwise you'll waste a lot of time. I just timed it, so I moved it. It was fine. Chilling, one is dead. Gonna finish the other guy here. And our count should be good here, yeah. 100%. Last boss, and we have almost 10 minutes left. Exactly 9 minutes for the boss actually. 2 wishes, 1 coming off, and Bloodlust. It's pretty good. The boss should take around, probably with lusts, it might be 5 minutes and 5 minute-ish. With outlaws probably 6 minutes. It's a bit of a long boss fight since they changed the dots. Usually you could perma-focus the boss, and in the last second with the wall you could like move through and only take like 2-3 ticks, and the damage wasn't that high. But you cannot do that anymore, so you have to kill the wall. Here just did a ready tick since we have so good time, and just make sure everybody have eaten their food. And the warrior also missed like 10-15 seconds on his CD and won a lost on pull, so everything ready to send the boss. Here I have a manual marker. I have 5 marks to mark with. And yeah, I usually just press one of them on the ritualist and people know what to target. Had a bit of miscommunication there. I marked one and people went another one, but that's fine. It was with Lust and CDs, so it dies quick anyway. Here I just marked the healer with green so you can see where it's going. And I'm trying in between the omens of death here to sack him and heal him a bit so he doesn't struggle too much. Another thing you can also do is give him Boss. It is the Blessing of Spell Warden. It's what you can use instead of Bob on people. It's quite strong this week. If somebody get hit by the dot, you can bust them and they won't take damage for 10 seconds. But the dot is like, I think 13 seconds to 15 seconds something, so they do have to be careful when the boss expires, then they will take damage again. Otherwise you can just use it on your healer a few times throughout this fight, at least once. Yeah, you can see him sack him, take less damage, but bust him if there's a bad overlap so he doesn't struggle and can heal the rest of the party. We're kinda chilling here, people are pumping. Should get some bones in a second here. Don't have sheeties here. Here I'm struggling a little bit. I might even bubble this one. But I do have potion. I do potion there. And then I'm probably cure this one. Yeah. And I also get a back, so now we're chilling hard. Gonna send the bone home here and then we're gonna one through. Ideally what you wanna do, here I bust the healer since he's taking a lot of damage, so like in a situation like that, that's pretty good to save it for. Gonna sentinel self here, but yeah, what you want to do is, unless the one baiting really knows what he's doing and there's a lot of space, he can stay behind. But ideally, everyone should run through as fast as possible, because if you don't run through, you're gonna get locked in where he will aim his frontal at you, and there's a big chance you lose someone. Otherwise, if you all stay stacked, the omen will spawn on all of you and you will probably die. What else can happen is, if only 4 of you run out, which I see people do quite often, you 4 will be safe, but if the healer choose to stay there, like here, I think he gets to one by the side. If he stayed, there's a chance he does what he just did and he aims in his direction. Like it's 1 out of 5, but it can happen. Like it happens 20% of the time, basic math. And if that happens and he can't get through in time, he will get clapped. So to be safe, just move through, and the one doing the marks has just moved to the side quick. That maximizes your DPS. Here we're gonna pad a bit. You have a bell. Gonna send it in a second probably. Pop it here. There we go. Good damage. We don't need it, but we like it. And you're gonna kite through the right side permanently here to try to bait his frontal to the side, so the other guys don't have to move and can damage the bones. Here again, the Demon Hunter just got CDs again. I sent them a couple of seconds ago and he's pumping the last part here. And we're gonna be left with around 3 minutes and probably 50 seconds. So 25 could be possible if you had 0 deaths and yeah, maybe a little more damage. We should be good. But yeah, that was everything for this key. Not the most spicy key, as you can see. There's some big and heavy damage intake on the Molmar and the first boss. Definitely focus on the first boss and get turn heal if you're a Paladin to execute that. If you can do that, you're chilling, and consider your damage classes a bit. You can see your damage was a bit mixed. Enhancement definitely popped off. We didn't do much damage. We thrive a bit more in AoE, but we also, like, I think the character was 4 or 10 at this point, so he wasn't the most geared one. But yeah, that was all I have for you. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video.